Rugby's most legendary annual tournament, the Six Nations, is set to return in 2025, promising another season of fierce rivalries, unforgettable moments, and hard-fought glory. But before we look ahead to what's coming, let's take a deep dive into the history of this prestigious competition. How it all began, the unforgettable clashes that shaped it, and the legacies left behind by rugby's greatest warriors. Originally founded in 1883 as the Home Nations Championship, featuring England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, the tournament expanded in 1910 with the addition of France, becoming the Five Nations. It wasn't until the year 2000 that Italy joined the fray, completing the Six Nations as we know it today. Over the decades, this tournament has evolved into the pinnacle of European rugby, defining eras and crowning champions in dramatic fashion. From England's early dominance to Wales's golden years, Ireland's recent resurgence, and the undeniable passion of Scotland, France, and Italy, the Six Nations has never failed to deliver raw emotion and high-stakes drama. Now, as we prepare for the 2025 edition, all eyes are on the defending champions and the rising contenders ready to stake their claim. Will we witness a historic Grand Slam, a last-minute upset, or perhaps the emergence of a new rugby powerhouse? Join us as we unravel the entire history of the Six Nations, exploring the iconic battles, legendary players, and what the 2025 tournament has in store for rugby fans around the world. The Six Nations is more than just a rugby tournament. It's a battle of pride, history, and legendary moments that have shaped the sport forever. But did you know that one single kick once decided the entire championship in the final seconds? Or that one team completely shocked the world by winning a Grand Slam when no one thought they stood a chance? Since its origin in 1883, the Six Nations has delivered unforgettable drama, from last-minute drop goals to underdogs defying all odds. It's a competition where careers are made, rivalries are settled, and legends are born. So today, we're taking a journey through time to uncover the entire history of the Six Nations, from the dramatic early years to the jaw-dropping modern battles. Buckle up, because this is a story of shocking victories, crushing defeats, and rugby at its absolute finest. How it all began. The story of the Six Nations begins in 1883 with the Home Nations Championship, a competition featuring England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. Back then, rugby was still developing, and international matches were brutal affairs, often dominated by sheer physicality rather than tactical play. England quickly emerged as an early force, but the other teams were catching up fast. England has been a dominant force in the Six Nations since its inception, winning the tournament a record 29 times outright and sharing the title on 10 other occasions. They were one of the founding teams in the original Home Nations Championship in 1883 and have since established themselves as a powerhouse in European rugby. England has secured multiple Grand Slams, with their most recent coming in 2020 under Eddie Jones. Their fierce rivalry with teams like Scotland, contested through the historic Calcutta Cup, and France and La Cranche, has produced some of the most memorable moments in Six Nations history. With a strong legacy of world-class players, including legends like Martin Johnson, Johnny Wilkinson, and Owen Farrell, England remains a consistent title contender, always striving for Six Nations supremacy. Scotland has been a proud competitor in the Six Nations since its origins as the Home Nations Championship in 1883, winning the inaugural title alongside England. Over the years, the Scots have claimed the championship outright 15 times, with their last outright victory coming in 1999, just before the tournament expanded to 6 teams. Despite a long title drought, Scotland has remained a formidable force, securing notable victories, including the Calcutta Cup against England and famous wins over top-ranked sides. Their resurgence in recent years, marked by victories over England at Twickenham and France in Paris, has signaled a new era of Scottish rugby. With a passionate fan base and a squad brimming with talent, Scotland continues to be a dangerous underdog, always capable of upsetting the tournament's giants. Wales has been one of the most successful and storied teams in Six Nations history, winning the tournament outright 28 times and securing 12 Grand Slams, second only to England. Since the early days of the Home Nations Championship, Wales has been a dominant force, with golden eras in the 1970s, led by legends like Gareth Edwards and J.P.R. Williams, and the 2000s under Warren Gatland's leadership. Their fast, attacking style and passionate fan base have made them one of the most exciting teams to watch. Wales' most recent triumph came in 2021, when they defied expectations to claim the title. Known for their resilience and ability to rise to the occasion, Wales remains a fierce competitor in the Six Nations, always capable of producing magical moments and championship-winning campaigns. Ireland has been a formidable force in the Six Nations, winning the tournament outright 15 times and securing 4 Grand Slams, the most recent coming in 2023. Historically competitive but often overshadowed by England and Wales in the early years, Ireland has risen to dominance in the modern era, particularly under coaches like Joe Schmidt and Andy Farrell. Their golden period has seen them claim multiple titles, including back-to-back championships in 2014 and 2015, and a historic Grand Slam in 2018. Iconic players such as Brian O'Driscoll, Paul O'Connell, and Johnny Sexton have cemented Ireland's reputation as a rugby powerhouse. With a disciplined tactical approach and a squad brimming with talent, Ireland remains one of the most formidable contenders in the Six Nations, consistently challenging for the top spot. Then, in 1910, something big happened. France joined the tournament, officially making it the Five Nations. This changed everything. French rugby brought a new flair and unpredictability that made the tournament even more thrilling. France has been a powerhouse in the Six Nations since joining the tournament in 1910, winning the championship outright 18 times and securing 10 Grand Slams, most recently in 2022. Known for their flair, physicality, and unpredictable style of play, France has produced some of the most exciting moments in tournament history. Legendary players like Serge Blanco, Fabien Galthié, and Antoine Dupont have led Les Bleus to numerous triumphs, with their dominant 2020 Grand Slam showcasing a new era of French rugby. Despite periods of inconsistency, France remains one of the strongest teams in the competition, capable of breathtaking attacking rugby and crushing defensive displays. With a passionate home crowd at Stade de France and a squad filled with world-class talent, they are always a serious contender for Six Nations glory. But the biggest transformation came in 2000 when Italy was added. Many doubted whether they could compete at this level, but in their very first match, Italy stunned Scotland with a 34-20 victory, proving they deserved their place. Italy joined the Six Nations in 2000, expanding the tournament to its current format. While they have yet to win the championship, the Azzurri have had several memorable moments, including historic victories over Scotland, France, and Wales. Their first ever Six Nations win came in 2000 against Scotland, and they secured back-to-back wins in 2007, finishing 4th, their highest placement to date. Legendary players like Sergio Parise, Martin Castrogiovanni, and Paolo Garbisi have been instrumental in Italy's development. Though they have often struggled against the tournament's traditional powerhouses, recent years have shown signs of improvement with a thrilling win over Wales in 2022, ending a 36-match losing streak. With a young and talented squad, Italy continues to fight for respect and progress, hoping to pull off more upsets and climb the Six Nations ranks. And just like that, the Six Nations as we know it was born. The era of change. The 2000s were an explosive decade for the Six Nations, filled with shocking upsets, dominant teams, and unforgettable players. England's dominance, 2003. By 2003, England was at their peak. Led by Johnny Wilkinson, they steamrolled their way through the tournament, winning every single match and completing a Grand Slam. But their dominance didn't stop there. Later that year, England won the Rugby World Cup, with Wilkinson's iconic drop goal in the final against Australia securing their place in history. Wales' stunning comeback, 2005. But England wouldn't stay on top forever. In 2005, Wales did the impossible. For years, they had struggled to make an impact in the Six Nations. But under the guidance of coach Mike Ruddick, they played an electrifying brand of rugby, led by the unstoppable Shane Williams. Their defining moment came in the final match against Ireland in Cardiff. With their Grand Slam on the line, Wales delivered a commanding performance, winning 32-20 and sending the country into euphoric celebrations. For Welsh rugby, this was more than just a victory. It was a statement. France's tactical brilliance, 2002, 2004, and 2006. Meanwhile, France was building an empire. They secured Grand Slams in 2002, 2004, and 2006, blending unpredictable attacking rugby with a rock-solid defense. Led by Fabien Galthié and Thierry Dusautois, they became a team that no one wanted to face. Their ability to shift gears mid-game and completely dismantle their opponents made them one of the most dangerous teams in the Six Nations. The golden moments, drama, rivalries, and champions. The late 2000s and early 2010s gave us some of the most dramatic moments in Six Nations history. Ireland's 2009 Grand Slam, 61 years in the making. Before 2009, Ireland hadn't won a Grand Slam in 61 years. That all changed in one of the most nerve-wracking Six Nation finishes ever. The title race came down to a single moment. In the final match against Wales, with the score tied, Ronan O'Gara lined up a drop goal and nailed it. Ireland won 17-15, securing their first Grand Slam since 1948, a moment that is still celebrated as one of the greatest achievements in Irish rugby history. England's Grand Slam revival, 2016. After years of inconsistency, England finally found their rhythm again under Eddie Jones. In 2016, they stormed through the competition, winning every match and securing their first Grand Slam since 2003. Led by Owen Farrell and Billy Vunipola, they blended brutal physicality with tactical brilliance and reminded everyone why England is one of rugby's powerhouses. Wales's dominance, 2012 and 2019. Warren Gatland's Wales team was a force to be reckoned with. They completed Grand Slams in 2012 and 2019 with a rock-solid defense and a ruthless attack. One of the most devastating performances came in 2019 when they crushed England 33-3 in Cardiff, one of the most one-sided battles in Six Nations history. A new generation of rugby giants. As the 2020s began, a new era of rugby dominance emerged. France's return to glory, 2022 Grand Slam. For years, France had struggled to recapture their former glory, but in 2022, everything changed. With Antoine Dupont leading the charge, France stormed through the tournament, defeating every opponent and claiming their first Grand Slam since 2010. Their victory over Ireland, 30-24, was an instant classic, filled with intensity, drama, and stunning skill. Ireland's back-to-back titles, 2023 and 2024. Then came Ireland's rise to dominance. In 2023 and 2024, they achieved back-to-back titles, proving themselves as the most complete rugby team in the world. With players like Johnny Sexton, Tadhg Furlong, and Kylan Doris, they blended experience with young talent, and their tactical precision made them nearly unbeatable. The future of the Six Nations. So, what's next for the Six Nations? Can Ireland maintain their dominance, or will France take over? Will Scotland finally win their first title in decades? And should the Six Nations expand to include new teams like Georgia or South Africa? These are the questions that will define the future of the tournament. But one thing is certain, rugby's greatest stage isn't going anywhere. From its humble beginnings in 1883 to the modern-day battles of rugby giants, the Six Nations has given us some of the most incredible moments in sports history. It's a tournament of rivalry, respect, and unforgettable drama. But now, it's your turn. What's your favorite Six Nations moment? And who do you think will win in 2025? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button and ring the bell. We will be covering all the action of this year's Six Nations tournament, and you will not want to miss a single moment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.